endorse you for not endorsing.
You should put us into a game or like a warm up.
Oh no.
Can you even do it?
No, you can't during experiments.
Ah.
I can.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Okay, so because this is a recording of a VOD, I'm not able to hear the comms, but I'll kind of go over what comms I heard during this. So, start of the game, we start up top, and we realize they have a Zarya Rhine comp. They have Doomfist, and they have Sombra. So, Doomfist and Sombra are both really flanky characters. I'm gonna go mute myself from Discord really quick. I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys at all. I'm just like talking to myself. So, Doomfist and Sombra are very like, they are pretty much just like very low damage characters, but able to get flanked. So you can see even at the top right, the enemy tanks are outputting the most damage. Obviously Zarya is going to do a lot of damage. Ana's able to for sure, especially because the enemy team's not taking a lot of damage right now. So first we went Rhine Sigma, which probably wasn't the best call because we didn't have tanks that did a lot of damage in counter to them having tanks that did a lot of damage. So Zarya is always going to outplay another off tank unless our off tanks are just better for our comp in general. So right now is here where I fix my Mercy gameplay. So that obviously helps things. Alright, I'm gonna watch from above. So, yep. So we're still playing in spawn, which isn't good. So still playing in spawn, still playing in spawn. We didn't back up our Reaper. That was pretty bad. Alright, still in spawn. So we've been in spawn for 2 minutes. That isn't good. And the reason why is we haven't found a tank comp that allows us to take any space, and we weren't outputting enough healing that allowed our tanks to go out enough. So our Reaper goes on the flank, and he manages to distract both Zarya and Sombra. So the important thing about flanking characters that I want you guys to remember is that they don't just get like random flank kills, but they create like a disruption. Just like Wrecking Ball, just like, I don't know, Sombra, just like Doomfist, Genji. Any character that's known for flanking or is a good flanker is able, their most important thing is that they disrupt the team and they cause like a lot of damage. So over here, the Doomfist came in and did cause a distraction, but I was able to peel for other support. So as the off support, which is what Mercy is in a Mercy Moira comp, which Moira is more of the main healer here just because she outputs more healing, and I'm just like a focus healer. So I have to peel for the Moira, which essentially just means saving them from like a death from a flanker. So over here we see Lucio trying to do some flanking, so that was really bad for him because our whole team's there. So here we didn't know who to focus. I know we were calling to focus Lucio, and then we called to focus Ryan, and that allowed them to stay alive, and if they were better players, they probably would have gotten out of that just because we weren't target calling. So we need to let our tanks determine the target call, and we can't switch it. So the target call sort of goes like main healer, off healer, main tank, off tank, then the DPS, okay? Or whoever gets pulled in or otherwise CC'd or stunned, okay? So if someone gets pulled in, that's the target we're focusing. But if the team's playing really defensively, then we're target calling, focusing the healers first. Alright, so right here is where we began playing a lot better. So our Junkrat trapped the Lucio. That's really good flank. So Junkrat's really good because he can flank with his trap, but he can also do a lot of shield breaking damage, which made it so the Rhine just never had like, never really was able to have their shields up. So they're being forced to push back, especially because we have that Junkrat damage. They just like can't stand in front of corners. Alright, so our Reaper gets slept, so that causes him to die. So that's why Reaper, if you flank, you always need to have your Wraith ability up, or else stuff like that can happen. Alright, see Reaper right there. You probably were going for an ult, maybe, but you couldn't because of the hack. So you need to keep abilities like that in mind. So here's where they finally decide to win a team fight, and I'm gonna say that's probably because they used all their ults. But Sigma, don't ever use your ult unless your whole team's up. There was no like way to pull forward from that. Like our team couldn't back that up at all. Alright, so regrouping. What time is it right now? I'm just gonna finish recording this VOD, but they finished like their games and they're doing practice right now, so yeah, whenever. Okay, that's fine. This should be done soon. Alright, so we haven't been able to get past this point for a while, and we've been switching off a lot, you know. We've been trying different tank comps, but we haven't really been calling like what our strategy is, like what's our plan with this tank comp. So the thing to know about like Overwatch is that your tank comp rules what the rest of your comp's going to be like based around. Like if you're going dive, it's your tanks. If you're going crash, it's your tanks. If you're going bunker, it's your tanks. If you're going double shield, I mean that's your tanks, you know. And then everyone else kind of plays around that. So Reaper, that's not good to use your Wraith ability like that. I'm really surprised you got out. I think it's mainly because they're not pushing right now and they're just kind of standing there. So don't ever use your Wraith ability and just kind of flutter in like that. Having like a plan. Okay, so the fight starts again. We're starting to put. Our Reaper is able to get a really good kill, so that's the best time to use your Wraith ability to go in. So 3 kills, so we're able to push up. I'm able to get the res off. Junkrat's flanking. It's really good for the DPS not to be in the same spot, okay? DPS should always be thinking about taking off angles from each other. So yeah, we're pretty much able to secure the point because of those 2 plays. Especially because our DPS there.
60 seconds remaining. The payload has reached the chip.
Alright, so we trade DPS ults and we trade kills too. So they push in pretty far and their tanks are able to get kills. Our Reaper goes and saves our Moira. That's really helpful to do. So always feel for your supports, especially when you're playing DPS. So either the DPS, the other support, or the off tank. Well, your main tank can't really peel for you that much. So yeah, this is the time to set up. So this is a good time not to go in. So I don't really see us doing that so much. So that's good. So as soon as you have 3 down and they don't have any down, the fight's kind of lost. So you need to back out if possible. Or if they're nearby an edge, then just jump off. Alright, another good Reaper kill. So these DPS kills are really enabling us. Their Sombra isn't really focusing the Reaper why they should. Alright, so we're on that last push. So we have a minute left and we're on the last push too.
60 seconds remaining.
So they don't have everyone up yet, which is really bad for them. 3 of them just came back up, and we already got rid of the rest. So that's really the good thing about the enemy having a longer spawn for us. In that case, it's not good for them, but it's definitely like enables us to only have to do 3v3s, and then we win. And then we'll go over that in bot review.